I have attempted to record this video so many times so far. Something goes wrong every time. Hopefully, this time will go well. Because all I'm trying to do is just get through these bonds. Okay. Let's try again this time. Lincoln and Bianca. So, what do you make of these kids? The Academy has trained them well, but they lack experience. A little time in the field will make seasoned soldiers out of them.
Not even.
Or seasoned minced meat. You know, I really wish you wouldn't say things like that. It's not good for morale. I know, it's just, they're also young. You were young too when you enlisted.
Huh?
I'd like to think that I'm still young. I'd like to think I'm still young, thank you very much. Yes, of course. I only meant... You know what you meant. Well, didn't soldiering provide you with a better life?
Definitely.
Sure, but the bar was low. Not a whole lot of exciting things waiting for an adept in Nuellius? Nuellius? Nothing pleasant, anyway.
Indeed.
I suppose that's true.
Ugh.
I just can't believe Varric would stoop to something like this. He must be seriously desperate. These are trying times, Bianca. It'll be hard decisions like Varric's that bring us victory, if we live to see the end of this. We will. You seem rather certain. It's just a feeling I've got. Try sharing that with the troops. I can't promise anything, but they might find it more inspiring than your comments about minced meat. Ha! Yeah, they might. Alright. Lincoln, I'm really loving the whole solemn, stoic deal. Bet it kills with the ladies. Charming. Meant no disrespect, of course. Just figured there must be a reason for the solemnity. Assuming there is, what makes you think I'd tell you about it? We're comrades now. Brothers in arms. Let there be no secrets and so on. Besides, you must have some sort of code against lying, right? There is a difference between omission and mistruth.
Are you sure?
Am I getting that right about lying? Or was it lying with women? For all the training you received at the academy, I'm surprised you never learned to treat your superiors with respect. Listen, no harm in keeping everyone humble. Might be one of my gifts, actually. Humility begins with oneself. Take my word for it. Or don't. If I can't teach that to you, a few hard battles will.
Well, what do you know?
Frightening. For all your exquisite qualifications, I wouldn't have expected to find prophet of ill tidings among them.
I've said my part.
If you have no real objective here, Garrick, I'll be finished with this foolishness. I have preparations to attend to. I'll break that visage eventually, my friend. Just a matter of time. Ah, yes. Brooke. It's good to... wow. It's good to see another... Monthian face around here.
If you insist.
You should guard your assumptions, Captain. You know next to nothing about me. Wait, did you have that knife the whole time? I'm concerned. I know you are a skilled fighter, and that you come from a land governed by the way of oaths. I find both of these facts reassuring. You'd find them less assuring if you knew how many oaths I had to break to get here. Perhaps I would. But our way also teaches us that no one is beyond redemption. One who fails in their oath may also seek the path of atonement. With all due respect, Captain, I don't quite require superstition to make sense of my life. There is a difference between superstition and faith.
Whatever you say.
Take your pick. I'm afraid you'll find them both wasted on me. Then be assured of my prayers for you. You be assured of my blades. I might have once. Now I'm not so sure that's wise. We must all choose who we trust in this life. Mustn't we, Captain?
Indeed.
Indeed, we must. Here we go. We got quite a few. Reporting for duty, Commander Irving. I'm no commander,
Could have fooled me.
but you act like one sometimes. Do I? I hope Lincoln doesn't feel threatened by it. I should pay more attention to that. I think it's a good thing. But anyways, I thought I'd be saying things like that a lot more if I ever became a soldier. Not playing out as you imagined? Not exactly. It's a lot messier than I expected, and coming out alive involves a lot more luck than I would have guessed. It's a good thing I'm a pretty lucky gal. Luck in the past won't help you in the present. Then what will help me? Besides you, I mean. You've already done lots of that. Training. Think of it this way. If you were betting on a fight in an arena, and the only thing you knew about the combatants was that one trained twice as long as the other, you'd bet on the one who trained more. There's some luck involved. In any battle, yes. Well-honed skill tipped the scale. Imagine your enemies are constantly training. The best way to outmatch them is to outtrain them.
Bummer.
Yeesh, that seems like a lot. I don't know if I could put that much pressure on myself. Then you'd better hope your luck lasts. Or I could just stick close to all of you. Both wouldn't hurt your chances. Dear gods, is that safe? It would be, if you hadn't wandered into my personal space. Should I leave?
No.
No. Stand very still. Very, very still. There. Now you won't be burned to a crisp. Is there something important, or did you interrupt my training just to say hello? There isn't a good answer here, is there? Not if the answer isn't something important, no. Well, me asking you about your past is pretty important, right? Would you care to leave willingly, or shall I resort to force? Wait, that came out wrong. I just mean, the last I heard, you were living in Canopy with your family at your back. No? You do pay attention to kingdom politics. Let me try that again. Oh? You pay attention to kingdom politics. How original. I'm just trying to ask you a question.
Guess I'll state the obvious.
Stop trying, then. Problem solved. Alright. I'm sorry. I didn't want to pry. I figured you wouldn't mind talking about it.
That's cute.
How about you go figure somewhere else that isn't in my training space? Alright. Rude. Sophia! Was that your first time being behind bars there, Sophia?
Yep.
At Drakenwell? Yeah, and hopefully the last time, too. Good to hear. Wouldn't want anyone causing us trouble. Well, you don't have to worry about me. I'm usually pretty good with rules, so long as I can remember them. Butter gets into trouble sometimes. But for the most part, I'm there to get him out of it. But you're the responsible one. Pretty much.
How cute.
Great. I guess he is a ferret after all, so the bar is pretty low. Exactly. What kind of trouble are we talking about exactly? You know, picking fights with bigger animals, breaking into things, stealing food, that sort of thing.
Huh?
I see. A word of advice. Try to keep him on a tight leash, especially around Lincoln. Tight leash. I don't think I've ever seen a ferret on a leash. Can't say I have either, Sophia. I'm trying to say you should keep an eye on him. Oh, yeah. Most of the time I do that with both eyes. Oh, excellent. Oh my gosh, Sophia, you are the best. I love you. See? I told you we'd be fine.
Guess I'll state the obvious.
We're lucky some capable fighters decided to play hero. There was no guarantee things would have ended so nicely. You call that nicely?
That's cute.
You haven't seen the alternative. Come on. You could have busted us out of there if you needed to. Not without attracting a lot of attention, and probably starting a forest fire. Maybe two. Oh, yeah. I guess we are lucky. Incredibly so. Much longer until we've repaid the favor. I still think we have better luck in Aramore.
I'm intrigued.
I don't know. I'm certainly not planning to get us wrapped up in any King's War, but this is an interesting bunch. Entertaining. For now, at least. I don't mind sticking around a bit longer. Butter seems to like them well enough. Well, in that case, it's settled, isn't it? Do you make any decisions without consulting your ferret?
Oh, Butter.
He hasn't made a bad one yet. I seem to recall being thrown in a cell. Hey, that wasn't Butter's fault. Yes, well, perhaps if only you'd listened to his advice, that whole affair would have played out a bit differently.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I think I read that completely wrong. Exactly. Gods, you actually believe that, don't you? Hey, Sophia, when we found you, I saw you had a pet, but I didn't think you actually fought with it, too. I've never seen anything like that before. That's pretty neat. Thanks, Alden. Yep, Butter and I are absolutely inseparable. You two make a good pair. He's a funny little guy, too. He sure is. Want to pet him?
Are you sure?
Would that be alright? Sure, go right ahead. He loves to be pet.
Oh, Butter.
See how he's snuggling into your palm? That means he likes you. Oh man, that's sweet. I'm surprised you don't have a pet of your own, Alden. I always wanted a dog back home, but I guess it's for the best we didn't get one. I would have just had to leave it behind anyways. Yeah, that would be hard. Maybe you'll have one someday. I hope so. Then you could show me how to fight with him in battle. I'd be happy to. I bet the two of you would be absolutely unstoppable. That would be totally awesome. That would be pretty cool. Your technique was off in our last fight. I thought I did pretty well, thank you very much.
No.
Pretty well is not perfect. You have too much potential as a fighter to perform only pretty well. I think you mean that as a compliment, and it sounds like one, but it really doesn't feel like one. I don't intend to flatter you. You're raw, and you have a lot to learn. It annoys me that you make easily correctable mistakes. Help me help you to fix them.
Can you not?
Whoa there. I think I'm gonna blush. Cool with the honeyed word.
You can't be serious.
Thea, stop for just 1 second with the deflection. There is a great deal that I can teach you. If you want to stay alive during these dangerous times, you'd be a fool to turn me down. Be the first time. I'm not going to beg you to take my help. Tell me now if you want to learn. Fine, I want to learn. I promise I'll be a good little princess and act studious for you. You've read me wrong if you think I want you to act studious. I've slain hundreds, Sia. I barely know how to read. I am a potent weapon, but I know my strengths as well as my weaknesses. Hundreds? I worked as an assassin for the entirety of my youth, and then some. If you agree to let me train you, you are understanding that I know how to kill, and will not seek to teach otherwise. That's heavy. Hold on. I saw you reading some huge manuscript not 2 days ago.
Fine.
Alright, fine. My master taught me in many capacities, including more studious things. Ha! Don't get started with me. I'm trying to help you understand that what I teach is not pleasant. It isn't happy-go-lucky barmaid business. I know, I hear you. I'm not as dumb as I look, you know. I don't think you look dumb in the slightest. I think you're much smarter than you give yourself credit for. Let's get started then. Have some manners. I'm trying to spend some time alone here.
What a joke.
Oh, excuse me. I missed the big sign that's written on it. Excuse me. Let me try that again. Oh, excuse me. I missed the big sign with that written on it and happened to walk within 20 feet of you. Huge mistake on my part.
Guess I'll state the obvious.
If you had any sense of tact, you'd have already seen me and realized what I was doing.
Right.
You know, you're probably right. It sounds like it was intended to be an insult. But I'm all tactless. Been that way since birth. You really don't... Ugh. You people make no sense to me. Have you not spent any time in Sojourn? Actually, I've never been. I'm just a bumbling country lad, aren't I? Does it just make your blood boil spending all of this time with us, uncivilized youths? Yes. Yes. Happy? I'm used to hot, drawn baths and 3 servants at all times. This is my own personal abyss.
You're really something.
The river is right there. It may not be warm, but it works just the same. I'd say even better. Current helps you wash. How uncouth, asking a lady to bathe. Would you prefer I ask you to join me? I'm a good teacher, I promise.
No.
You're simply disgusting, Garrick. I don't need to be taught to bathe.
You sure?
I don't recall specifically that's what I intended to teach.
Gods.
Get out of here before I call Lincoln to fetch you. Yes, ma'am. Oh, man. Okay, you're actually pretty fun. So, Brooke, have you ever considered relocating your talents to Sojourn? I haven't, and I don't plan on considering it.
I'm intrigued.
Oh? Why is that? I could use a woman of your talent.
You can't be serious.
To my understanding, you couldn't afford a woman of my talents. Not anymore. Subtle. I won't be destitute forever. Tell me then, what is your grand scheme to regain the power of your name? Ah yes, let me divulge sensitive information to an assassin I barely know. Seems like a great idea. People see me as an assassin, but you of all people should see that for the mistake it is. I of all people? What are you insinuating? That you know what it is like to be known for what you are, not for who you are. Alright, you may have me there. Doesn't mean I'll be letting you in on my evil schemes. Sloane, I've seen a thousand evil schemes. Been instrumental in many, actually. That isn't you. You don't know me.
Whatever you say.
I've known 100 yous. You think your situation is at all unique? All noblemen are scum. They raise daughters who don't feel appreciated and lord their power over others to try to feel in control.
Oh, come on.
Is that how you see me? It's what there is to see, if you're looking. Graceful way to position yourself as correct. I'm not positioning anything, and I'll leave you to think on that. If I were wrong about this, you wouldn't think that I'm making a power play. Nice hat.
Oh no!
Ah! Oh, thanks. Did I startle you? Oh, no, not at all. Well, yeah. I guess you startled me. Figured. Sometimes I catch myself sneaking around without even thinking about it. Don't have to remember to do it in a fight when it's second nature, though. That makes sense. Dot, 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 dot.
Hmm.
You really like beans, don't you?
Yep.
Yep. It seems you're breaking them out every time I look in your direction. Marin says I eat too much. You think she's right?
I don't know.
I wouldn't know. Doesn't seem to stick to you, though. You're young, and I'm sure you expend plenty of energy with your spells. Try telling Marin that. If you do, you'll never hear the end. You never heard it from me. Well, good chat. Yeah, just a nice, pleasant chat. Is that everything? Alright, it's everything. Alright. I guess that's all the bonds for now. We'll come back to them later once we have gotten a lot more. Probably going to be spaced out a little bit more, though. I don't know how long it typically takes, but either way.